always ready for this virtual event. The seas might be rough, but we will have a jolly time. Is everybody here through? The speaker is ready and so are we. Let's keep sailing on the Metaverse. Thursdays when the lightning strikes. So listen up, there's a lot to learn. Keep the treasure in your sight. Please no one get the veggie draw. Just upgrade your microphone. Together we're strong, we ain't gonna stop. Welcome to the WIP Meetup.
Yay!
Boom. Or whatever the soft version of Boom is. That was total veggie drawer intro song. Yeah, it sounded like Food Dragonate. It's all good. I think we felt it stronger in our hearts. Anyway, quick mic check. I'm not sounding like I'm in the veggie drawer, right? Can I get an amen? There we go. Yeah. Cool. So welcome to the WIP. This is Matthew, aka Nifty Time. We have Metaverse royalty in the house. At least 1 out of 2 of the folks that I associate with royalty in the Metaverse. We have Jin, aka Dankvr, here with us. Godfrey, aka Boomboxhead, is joining us in a few. We're going to be hanging out in Hyperfi. I'm just in pure audio right now, so I don't jinx myself and crash my computer jumping into Hyperfi, but I'll be jumping in there in a bit and hanging out with the crew. I'm excited for that in the studio. Before we get started, a couple shills. Our dude, WG Meets, OG Sentient crypto artist, has a drop that's going to go live today on Nifty Gateway at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Collection's viewable for preview. Make sure you check that out. And when it goes live, go and support the homie, WG Meets. I know I will. A little bit of background on the collection. If you check it out, you're going to see that it's more monochromatic, blacks and whites, quite different from what WG Meets normally does with his work. And that's intentional. This collection is a visual representation of what it's like to be rugged in this space. And each piece walks through the progression of a crypto rug. Not all art's supposed to be happy and make you smile. This one's more introspective, which I kind of fuck with and really vibe with. So definitely check that out. Second shameless plug on my end. Rizzo and I, we released another episode of the Matthew and Rizzo show, where we recount the tales of Rizzo continuing to LARP as an artist. I'll definitely check that out. Also talking about our shitty marketing and promotion, and are basically pleading with others, if they want to, and if they vibe with the cause and the culture, to come help us get our marketing promotion house in order. Check it out. If you think that you could help us out, hit us up. DMs are open. With that, yeah. And Rizzle, the LARPing's about to get LARPier, like more to come on that point later. Very excited for those updates. But with that, please give a warm welcome to the Metaverse hype man, aka Rizzle. Dude, take it over. Excited to get into the show today. And we have Godfrey in the house too. What up, Godfrey?
Dude, we found him. I whacked Godfrey for a second there. I don't know if he realizes he's got a hot mic on, but I was about to make a joke because we couldn't find Boomboxhead, but then at the last minute, Boomboxhead pulled in Jin, and then Jin showed up, and Boomboxhead was nowhere to be found. I was like, dude, this is quite like the bait and switch. Like, Boomboxhead headlines the event, pulls in Jin last minute, and then like okey dokes and hands the whole thing off to Jin. Before we get rolling, a few like regular housekeeping things. So for those of you who know Change DAO, they've been here on the WIP and supported us, and we've supported them. They're doing like a earthquake benefit thingy for the survivors of the earthquake that happened in Syria and Turkey. So if you are interested in getting involved, or if you are an artist who is interested in contributing a piece of art to their art drop, I also pinned this in the pinned messages in Discord here. So if you are interested, fill out that stuff or look into that. You can hit me up. I'm in contact with Kelsey and Dan over there, and they're willing to open the doors to anyone in our community who wants to help contribute to their fundraiser for them. I also pinned a avatar, Hyperfi. For those of you who haven't been in Hyperfi before, it's pretty slick. It works a little bit different than some of the other places we've been recently in terms of how to get your VRM in there. Here's the link to where we're at, and if you check those same pin messages here in Discord, there's a Boomboxhead VRM you can download, and then you just drag and drop it onto the screen. You can do that with any VRM that you have, but trying to get a bunch of Boomboxheads. I see a bunch of Boomboxheads in there already. There's actually a GitHub link that I'll drop in here too, where you can sort of have your choice of a bunch of them, but trying to streamline this as much as possible. So this should be dope today. We're gonna get like Matt was saying, sort of a tour and a backstage access pass from the masters here, Boomboxhead, and got Jin in the house. So really excited to see what they're cooking up here in Hyperfi. I got a sneak peek from Jin a few days ago, actually, so I already know that this is going to be dope. So we stacked the deck today. Made a joke in the tweet, something Dragonate. He's got some sort of update that Matt didn't give me the details on, so something is happening with Dragonate that we will also find out about, and it should be dope. We'll take a group shot with Paradox, kick it over to show for the Afties, of course, do some Q&A with our guests about everything they got cooking up, and it should be good. So I'll do my quick actually, me and Matt and Johan and Matthias are cooking up a pretty good idea, I think, and Paradox, as far as working out some sort of fundraiser for our broke asses go. But for those of you who don't know, we're broke, and we do this every week anyway, and it doesn't even matter, except, of course, more money would be dope, and it would all go to the crew. So if you actually send anything to the WIPmeetup.eth, it will go to the crew, and if you don't believe us, you can hit up Matt, who has still yet to rug us. It's like a billion weeks and counting that Matt has not rugged us. And we'll also shamelessly give out your stuff if you have stuff that you would like us to give out on your behalf too, because our audience loves free stuff, and so do all of us. So shout out to everyone who makes this happen each and every week up in here. Sandy Meows, Carolina Duh, Foxy Yoga, Easy, Paradox Show, Dragonate, Conwolf the Stowaway, Brokehawk the Chef, Fabiano, Patrizia. We got a curious donut wandering around voxels from Fabiano and Patrizia later on. So stay tuned for that. Anyone who signs the guest book is going to get one of these curious donut NFTs delivered to them by Fabiano and Patrizia. So shout out to them, Johan, Matthias, and of course, Matt, my co-host, who is indulging me in my artist LARP, and I very much appreciate it. Oh, actually, I'm going to LARP real quick while I'm here, because I'm also in a drop with WG Meets, with a whole bunch of other OG artists while I'm LARPing as an artist here. So they are all open editions for 0.01 ETH each, and it goes for like 5 more days, and I'm in it. WG Meets is in it. And a bunch of artists that I have no business being in a drop alongside of are also in it. So if you're interested in like the fake WG Meets WIP, any of it, his art or mine or any of these other people's, yes, his is dope. I scooped one too. I should post about it. But in the midst of a million things. So all of our people do dope things. Make sure you follow them and all of their other cool stuff that they do. And I see Godfrey, rolls in casually at the last second, but has already got his screen share up and everything going. So if you can click on Godfrey's name there in the voice chat, hop into the world here, and we're going to kick this thing off.
Sounds good. What URL are you guys at? M3 TV or Studio?
We are at Studio.
Okay, let me join up over there. Sorry. Studio.
No, you're good, man. I'll drop another link in here for anyone who's not in here.
Cool. Yeah, so long story short, man, we've been working on virtual production stuff, and we've been, having a lot of advancements. This is like a port of some of the stuff we've been doing in VR chat over the years. So over the years, we didn't have any tools to really do anything. We started working on, closed source metaverses, let's say, to use Unity and different tools. So we ported all that stuff out. We had all our objects, all our 3D stuff, and Ash, the developer of Hyperfi, this world we're in, has created a camera system. So if you hit Shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can actually see the cameras that Jin has set up. So you can get out of the camera by pushing the number again. So if you're in the world here, you could change your cameras, which gives us the ability to host podcasts in here, to to chill. Boomboxhead, if you click it, it plays some beats. So we want to shoot music videos. We want to actually come in here, and it's all web based, so it changes things. The Vizemes I could turn on by hitting this little button here. Check, check, check. Okay, so my Vizemes are my eyes right now, the Boomboxhead. But yeah, we use, as you guys know, we've done some podcasts. We set up worlds, but it's cool because today Jin set up this whole world in 2 minutes. So it usually took us about 30 minutes, maybe more iteration cycles to actually upload stuff to,
It was actually 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's super fast is what I'm saying. Like super quick. In what you're saying is Hyperfy takes 2 minutes. The other options take 20 minutes. So if you're trying to jump in, look, we're already all here. When was the last time when it took less than 3 minutes for all of us to jump into one place? So that being said, it's awesome. We're getting close to this virtual production stuff. You guys do productions in CryptoVoxels, so you know how it is. We pack into these worlds. Web-based stuff is how we're gonna make it happen. So, yeah, we have green screen. You can use OBS to key out the green, and you can use these tools to make VTuber worlds. We have a lot of NFTs with Hyperfy, so if someone needs collaborator rights, or wants to just test things, just hit me or Jin up, and we'll get you on there to test. It's as easy as dragging and dropping. I don't know. I think I do have. Yeah, I do have a thing here. I don't want to add too much to the world right now, but it's easy as literally you can just grab a GLB, drag it right in, it'll load it in, and if you push tab, you can access that menu if you were a collaborator. So you can add, lights, you can add stream panels, all kinds of things. So it's just it gets pretty cool. Where's my avatar body? Hidden Forces, I'm not sure. You'll find it somewhere. There is this is a good stress test. I hope Ash is here because he's on the other side of the world. He might not be here today, but we're not crashed yet, so we're good to go. It's hard to get a lot of people into virtual worlds, as you know. I'm sure you guys packed worlds with 50 to 100 people, and it gets a little crazy. But if your avatars are optimized and things like that, it's not a really too big of a deal. But we use screen sharing, Twitch streaming, and all the regular stuff you'd imagine for a live event. So in this case, this is our production world where we intend to use this to talk about projects we work with or other developers, and we're going to use this screen over here to do like a demo of someone's screen share. There was a little bit issue with screen share this morning, so I don't want to load screen share right now, Jin, just cause. But it does work. We're working on scaling it so we're going to have tons and tons of people. But screen sharing is a kind of a difficult thing because it has to network everybody together. But if you guys used Mozilla Hubs or you guys used any programs where we screen share, the idea is, we chill in Discord, good audio in Discord, we pick a world and we host our world, and then screen sharing is one of the things we really need. So that's cool. I see someone's dropping in some booths over here. So booths are a good way to be portable in the metaverse. So if you make a booth, Jin has some bounties for making booths, because booths let you showcase your brand, your whatever you're doing, or your project, or your assets, or whatever, So make a booth if you want, and make it, in a decent sized square, and get it over to the street, because we're making an open street where people can, be vendors, and we're trying to create the metaverse we all love, right? Like a one-click, no friction, jump in, and there's a market there, and there's a little bit of friction, like you might have to own a parcel or or all that, but using our community, we can, and using these mini parcels, let's say, we can actually do, practice interoperability a little bit better. If Zoroy's made some, Jin's made some, everyone in M3's made some. So yeah, whatever projects you're working on, make a little booth, that way you can drag it in as a GLB and bam, you're in business. Especially because you can mint NFTs from Hyperfy. There's actually a mint component. So if you have a contract and you want to hook it up, and you have a booth and you want to mint something, it's as easy as dragging a GLB in, hooking up the mint contract, and you're pretty much good to go. So I'm excited about that. Jin, you got any ideas or anything you want to say about Hyperfy in general?
Plenty I want to say. I mean, that the live updating is awesome. It's one of the easiest editors I've ever used. I've been building worlds for a long time, and it feels like this one is like got all the kind of best of features in terms of if you're a creator and want to bring your assets from one place into here. This, the editor is like just kind of makes the ideas flow onto the infinite canvas more seamless than, and it's a joyful experience, and it's collaborative if you want. It's done through sharing of Ethereum addresses for different kind of permissions in a world. And this is one world that we made. I have this connected to other worlds. Like we've got a dressing area over here, and then if none of these avatars suit you, we have a avatar hub where you could pick another avatar and then come back through the portal back into here. But
Nice.
we want to set up booths because if we want to do a bunch of interviews with creators talking about their projects, then it just makes it way more interesting to have a camera where somebody is talking about their project in front of a display of their project behind them.
Hell yeah.
And so, yeah.
So I'm just doing a quick little screenshot upload of well, I don't have any pictures, damn it. Well, I was loading if you're seeing at my screen, I just keyed us out. So we're in front of the green screen. The camera probably needs to move a little bit closer, but Jin can actually do that. Can you move the camera closer? But either way.
Was that better?
Yeah, that's good. You know what I mean? But so you can set yourself up in front of a shot, chroma key the background, replace the background, and make content. Everything we're doing leads us into an environment where we're making content together. So get OBS, throw a green screen up, and chroma key her out, and you can really get intimate with your audience, right? I don't know how intimate you want to get, but you get as intimate as you'd like. So yeah. Now the coolest thing is right now, I haven't set this up, but it's good to talk about it right now. So I can't change camera. Right now I can change cameras in Hyperfy. I can go, shift 1, shift 2, but I could actually program OBS to take the same quick keys and I can make a new scene, right? Like scene 4. And a good way to go about this is, so on scene 4, if I load up some hotkeys here, I think it's edit hotkeys. It's been a while. View tools. How do hotkeys? It's been a minute. Anyways, you can set up a hotkey here for this thing. Yeah, OBS is a recording program. Brookhawk says, "Can you tell people what OBS is?" OBS is an open source tool to record windows, your monitors, your screens, and basically it gives you scenes and sources. So I made a scene, and one of our sources is this window. We've chroma keyed it, and you can actually set up really cool hotkeys. I think it's in settings. So settings, yeah, over here you have hotkeys, right? So I can say, we have scenes, right? Scene 4, scene 3, and scene 4. So switch to scene 3, we're going to do shift 3. Switch to scene 4 is shift 4, because that's what we have over there. So now, this is going to be hard to do with one monitor, but if I do this, sorry, I'm going to have to redo this screen. Okay. When you start changing the sizes of screens, it's a little bit of a bug, but I put that on GitHub. They're going to fix that. Transform, fit the screen. Okay, that didn't work. Anyways, let's delete that and re-add the window capture. So you capture a window, there it is. Bam, there it is. And now, hopefully, if I come over here, I'm inside here. But if I hit Shift 3, it changes the camera and changes my OBS. You see what I mean? Actually, Shift 4 goes back, but on scene 4 we have nothing. But if I add the window in here as well, you'll see that we'll have two camera sources. So camera 4 is somewhere where it shouldn't be, but you get the idea. You can actually sync.
Camera 4 is pointed right at a screen share. That's why it's black.
Gotcha.
Because it's full screen set.
So the idea is you can set up camera hotkeys per camera and in OBS to give you syncopated camera switches, and that means that you can have a guy with a TV head, or you can have something green in the background, and you can get really creative with compositing with multi angles. So you could do this in any program really that you can set up hotkeys to. We did it in VR chat, we did it in a few other ones, but I'm happy to see that it works here tested as well, because OBS is always listening for hotkeys. So OBS will always change. So if you match your hotkeys to your in-game production, you can actually cut to intro screens, transitions. You can do a full production with this little technique right here. Yeah. So anybody have any questions or anything about this stuff? I know it's a lot, but
I know we got a bunch of questions that have been rolling in over the course of your talk here. Maybe we should kick it over to Show, and he can relay some of them to you.
Sure.
Hey team, what's going on?
Yo.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we have a question from Johan, and I'm also going to sprinkle in a little bit of info from myself, even though I know that Johan hates my guts. Team, how do you see Hyperfy compared to Webaverse? Competitors or complementary, especially considering how Webaverse was just hacked, if I'm not mistaken, or there's some kind of issue with the co-founder? Is that affecting anything in regards to development?
Honestly, I haven't heard too much, but I think it isn't. What I've heard from the releases, that Treasury doesn't affect the development of what's going on over there, and there is some alignment with open source research, particularly with some documentation stuff me and Jen have been trying to work on. Those are friends,
I
so
could
it's a
I
horrible,
could take this question.
it's really, go ahead,
Yeah,
because those
but-
are our friends, man. But it's a sad story.
That was a social engineering attack, less so than a hack. But and a lot of progress has been made to try and, basically find out who the actors, and also were in contact with centralized exchanges. But both of these projects grew up in the same Discord, Metaverse Makers, and so I kind of view them as almost like brother and sister. And I'm working on a series of blog posts about alignment, because we've already got some initial, basically proof of concept interoperability between them. Both these platforms operate on the same open standards, like VRM for avatars, GLTF for assets, and anything that you make in Hyperfy in terms of the worlds should be portable into Webaverse seamlessly. So Hyperfy has a really good editor, and when you bring your stuff into here, you can quickly, create these experiences. And then the concept of interoperability, I think, liberates platform devs from feeling like they have to compete on every single feature, versus leaning into the strengths that they really want to explore, that the assets that people bring into can unlock out of the box. So when you bring your assets into Hyperfy, you get a really awesome VR chat on the web, collaborative real-time editing like Neos VR experience. And then when you bring your assets into Webaverse, you get all these features like your VRMs can come to life with AI, and AI can help you create worlds, and you can create your own kind of games inside of there. And I think it's there's a positive some angle to alignment. It's just figuring out how to also value align these multiple projects together too.
Yeah, and one way I think value aligning them that was apparent to me during research is everything runs on underneath the hood. We would say it runs on JSON metadata. So like the way this world loads, if you don't know, in the background, it parses a huge object list of all the things in the world, and each thing has some metadata. So, essentially using the virtual machine in Ethereum or whatever, network we decide, they're storing all of these assets, as you guys know. So the fact that Webaverse pulls in assets and loads them in, that's a unique way of loading Metaverse data, and they have a scene file and it's open source. So you could technically fork Webaverse and make your own version of it right now. It's just very hard mode. So I think what's needed is importers and exporters. So there has been little bit of research on this. So Unity, I created Boom Tools, and I was working on, creating a scene graph so you can just create a world in Unity and export right to Webaverse. That tool is needed. Here, the editor is in world, so we didn't need to make an importer for Hyperfy, right? But we have devs that are writing importers and exporters, because I think the whole thing about the desperate nature of different metaverses is nobody's writing the import and the export between them, or they're not even thinking about it. But the fact that VRM solved that for avatars, nobody has to work on the importer and exporter. We're just using that format. But when it comes to worlds, like the world space, the world origin, it's technically a JavaScript 3JS scene graph. So the difference between them is not much, other than, Webaverse runs with a different software stack to actually run it, and this one runs on its software stack. So there's slight differences, but overall they're both 3JS. The intention is so you can load your own JavaScript apps into these worlds and extend them and make them more functional and take advantage of the web, right? So that's not to discourage people from using Unreal or Unity, because in those programs we have all of the features that come with Unity and Unreal. So I think it's just to answer your question.
But you can't hop between Unity and Unreal experiences like you can on web. Like I can drop a portal right here, and we can go into a different experience made with a whole different stack. Like we can go from here to CryptoVoxels on the same substrate. But
right, web
every
native,
app is siloed and native land.
Yeah, so that's exciting. So yeah, I really I'm not involved with the core development team of Webaverse and stuff, but I'm working on something called an AI auto docs to help read the entire code base, use ChatGPT to help us describe the code, and then create automation tools to help developers make documentation rich and updatable and automatable with human intervention, so that we can really create rich documentation. Because I think the hardest part of all this is creating templates and guides.
I dropped the portal.
If we all could make, if you got an idea and you think you have a good simple template for anything, make it. You know what I'm saying? Because it really will help everybody else. The templates are the most important thing. Like this is our studio template, but it needs some work, as you can see. We just threw it together for y'all today. But when you come in with a focused goal and you make a real good template, it'll do what it does. You want to go in this portal? All right, we're gonna portal hop, y'all. Hopefully, your VRAM is good. I'll see you on the other side. Going in?
Actually, before we do, I have a question in regards to importing and VRMs and the like from Hidden Forces. Basically, is there... Okay, in terms of onboarding people who aren't as technically savvy as both you and Jin, will there be a way of providing I would say, a list or a repository of VRMs for people to just point and click within World instead of downloading and then dragging and dropping? Some people don't know how to do that.
Definitely. Yeah. If we go over here, it's not in this world, but the other world, there is, just like mirrors and avatars, we have the you can pick avatars. So yeah, there's avatar selectors, and we're going to provide a bunch of...
There's in-world avatar worlds. You could literally just go there and then pick something off the shelf, literally just without needing to download or drag and drop, which is already easy enough. I mean, I've got so many things that you can download, and there's so many things that you could get off the internet, but it's even easier now as well. And like in VRChat, if you open up your menu, you can pick public avatars, and they just added the backpack that you see at the bottom right if you're signed in, and there'll be NFT avatars if you've got any in there, but also public avatars that are CCO.
Yeah, and cool. And also, if you just need an avatar, the program I made, Boom Tools, you can load your asset or a base mesh in there.
That's hard
put
mode.
some traits in, and you could randomize your own avatar, or just grab a Boomboxhead, their CC0. Regardless if you have them in, you could download my project, hit random, and you got yourself an avatar. So if worse comes to worse,
are y'all on the street?
Got you. I'm trying to load in. There's been issues on my side. I don't know if it's my connection, but I've been refreshing a few
I
times.
optimized this world just earlier.
I think it's me, because everyone else is probably there.
I see a bunch of people. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I think I need to just reconnect.
What
or
setup are
something.
you on, Godfrey? Are you on desktop or are you on laptop?
I'm on desktop, and it's /street, right? Yeah. Some reason I think I just need to.
it's slash the street.
Oh, the street. I'm on the wrong one. Yeah, I'm just. I think I just need to refresh my cache or something. I don't know what's going on my side. But yeah,
Just give it a sec. And I usually do a control F5 if you want to do a hard refresh, but yeah, it'll load, no worries. But this street is basically a mind map of projects and creators that are working on various open metaverse things, and we've
share
got
your
like
screen, Jen.
okay.
If anyone else has any other questions or like show if there's any other questions that you're relay that at screen share up too.
Yeah.
Just
Oh yeah, I just wasn't sure what the process was in a moment. But we have one more question from Rizzle. He would like to know what are the limits per parcel.
There's no limit really for Hyperfy worlds. It's basically a infinite canvas. Do y'all see my screen?
Yeah, we see you running.
Okay. Yeah, so like we've got various projects represented here. This space base, the pods originally came from On Cyber and Artifact, and we've remixed it and added a shell to it so that it could be part of another world. And this is a manifold open edition that's coming soon. And we've got a little bit of crypto voxels over here, a bit of null over here, and you've got M3 TV, which we were just at that like kind of studio world represented over there, and
That's cool, man.
a bit of displays and booths and venues that we had past events, some
So
billboards.
when's the Burning
Like
Man event, dog? When's the main show?
it's been happening. I mean, it's a build-a-thon, and I just want to do eventually a art walk where we could have a bunch of pieces that are mintable or purchasable on display along the street, and maybe some NPCs too.
And that's why we need your booths, man. That's why we need y'all. If you have something, you sell NFTs, whatever you do. If you make a small booth, the idea is we put it together in our main street, and it's not like the end all be all main street. Our goal is to like document and fork and share these and remix these. You know what I mean? It's like we're just exploring the idea of where does it all come together? Is it a street? Is it a desert where we all convoy together? Is it a space station where we all meet? I mean, however you want to tell the story, we're a bunch of pirates with like pirate ships, and we meet up in the desert and we sell our digital goods.
Hey, just for clarity's sake, Rizzle was referencing attendance limit as opposed to dimension limit on the parcel.
Yes. Which
That's been maybe like we've tested maybe 20, 30. I mean, it's not like super scalable like Other Side or On Cyber. I mean, it could be, but Hyperfy is entirely bootstrapped by mints of the worlds. And so, it's a bit of a resource constraint. It's totally doable to make it like possible to be hundreds of people in here, but with only like a couple of devs, you've got to kind of like pick your battles.
Yeah. I just pinged Ash as one of the devs. Maybe he's up. He's on the other side of the world, but hopefully he'll come by and he can give you some answers directly on his plans for Hyperfy. He's sleeping out there in the metaverse. But hey, man, looks good. So I would say, what are our options for virtual productions right now? We have CryptoVoxels. Ben is going to be hard pressed to put cameras in CryptoVoxels after how much he's going to see coming out of this. And I think if Ben does
But
add
why?
cameras,
What? I don't understand.
because like people love
I
CryptoVoxels,
don't
they might
understand
want
what
to do they might want to do productions in CryptoVoxels.
why? There's no Visemes, and
I see what you're saying. Well, you're already fudding it, dude. I'm just trying to be hopeful.
I'd rather have VRM.
All right, I'm saying CryptoVoxels is legacy awesomeness, and fucking, they're probably gonna feature war any way we look at it. Like feature comes out over here on platform A, platform B is
I
like,
don't
damn,
like,
I want.
like when on cyber basically future ward or future parity, whatever, like Hyperfi, it's been gutting for Hyperfi because you're just kind of
Man.
watching them do everything while, they're giving zero acknowledgement to on Hyperfi, who's been reaching out and saying, hey, now you can like, basically if you bought an on cyber thing from their marketplace, you can seamlessly bring it into Hyperfi, and they totally ghosted us when we like promote them. And so like there's definitely some misalignment, and like future parity turns this into a negative, like it turns this into a zero sum game where it's like, we're just gonna like, we have more resources, so we're gonna copy over the features that you have and take your users. And like there needs to be more thought and care put into how to align things beyond just the tech.
So what's a better like grassroots way of approaching this instead of feature war then? Like, is it getting the developers together?
I'm trying to do this right here. You see like a little bit of representation on cyber is represented with this building over here. So if I see some of their devs like mint some of our NFTs, like how we're composing seamlessly over the artifact space pods, that is an example where we're not taking their IP, we're enhancing it, we're extending it with this shell. And then we can like have some value alignment by them supporting us by minting some of these NFTs so that they can become more interoperable in other universes. So this is an example that we're sitting in front of right here.
Well, that along with documentation and presenting, because you work in a silo, nobody would know, right? So it's about really, communicating all these interoperable experiments, and then like, hitting them with a meeting. And it's not easy because we would agree that most developers want their users, they don't want people like leaving because they're able to, like, oh wait, you can take your avatar somewhere else, but we're trying to create this to
but isn't that the narrative of Web3? Like the user is like, we're trying to empower users to have ownership over their like digital assets and identities. So it just seems antithetical to that principle when you try and opt for platform lock-in.
Exactly. So I see that is a major hurdle for all this interoperability. So I mean, it's just a matter of finding the red pill devs who understand and they're willing to like, at least let import and export be a thing. We don't want to lock users in. We want users to go to the platforms that have the features that they're good at. I mean, it's going to be hard because everyone's going to be making features, but yeah, the fact that you can drag and drop, get to work. And
so what is CryptoVox? What do y'all like about CryptoVoxels that is really unique and special for it?
Good question. I'm a later user. Maybe you want to ask a CryptoVoxels OG.
Yeah, based on whatever response or answer for that, then that platform can lean into that and it becomes that kind of metaverse versus trying to be everything.
I would say CryptoVoxels was the first place that did the LAN sales. It loaded all the NFTs in. It has really good, like, it loads tens of thousands of NFTs in.
Grizzle said they support wearables. Yeah, I mean, it is also like a museum of early NFT cultures for sure. Like it connected a lot of us early, and before the money and hype came in.
Right. So I mean, like, I would imagine, I don't know what the platform is going to do, but like, it's just going to get more advanced with scripting, better lighting, just as much as they can go with the flow. I don't know. It's hard. Developers picking what they're going to do is not an easy thing. I know I'm trying to work on a few open source projects, and it's already pretty difficult to make everybody happy. So I have a little bit of a,
I've never seen on cyber at any standards, like maybe a couple times when I mention it to them, but they've never participated in any metaverse interop groups.
True. I mean, On Cyber came in like coming in hot, and they had like a couple of features that were needed at the time. So I think their market move was particularly timed perfectly. and anybody just they didn't have a way to like make a gallery where you could buy stuff, right? So they filled the market need really quickly, and they did good, and they got enough money to pay devs to make it better. So I mean, it is what it is, man.
To any on cyber gallery, even like the open metaverse, it's fucking boring after one tour. It's like, okay, it's very gallery focused. That's super curious if anyone has chatted with like Brock Crimo, seeing like what strategy they're actually working on. And again, like to your point, Jin, I guess, where they're not really trying to align with any of the other open builders or other like metaverse players or actors or participants. Really just curious any interactions on that.
I like
reach out
voids.
before we throw them under the bus. Let's like reach out and see if they want to, you know.
I already did. No, I've done multiple times, and we've done so, and then they're still like being standoffish. So it's, but I give benefit of the doubt, but you know, I've also gone through an experience with DCL and, you know, trying to align things between multiple metaverse projects, and I've got some scars from all of that time and cost trying to align things and doing a lot of the upfront work, and then totally getting like shafted by just things that, you know, now I'd rather pitch the communities, not talk to the founders. Like, it's good to connect with the founders and devs, but you know, it's really, they have to listen to the users. And so I'd rather communicate directly to the users, and it's like, what do y'all want, and how can we, you know, like fight for you?
Awesome. I mean, that's great, man. And it's good that there's options, right? It's good that we have a variety of different things, and the fact that like the last
No, you're right, but like if they care about funding, then they also have to talk about the users and stuff. It's like part of the narrative, right?
It's not easy raising money for grants. We all understand. I mean, it's a science and an art. I would say grant writers are fucking artists, and you know, hats off to you, bro. An NFT is cool, but if you can write a grant and get work for 50 people, I think you're actually a more talented artist. But that's my own view, because now you're like saving artists' lives. You know what I mean? There's a different role there.
I've got an example of a non-cyber world in here if we want to go to it, or a crypto voxels world if y'all want to see a little bit of that.
Sure, we should probably move. I mean, what's on your mind, Riz and the gang? I mean, how you guys feeling?
We should pick a good spot for a group photo somewhere. So wherever the next location is